You've learned what to subtract. Now you learn what to install in its place. Control without perception is just invisible effort. And Machiavelli never worked silently unless that silence made others paranoid. This is the next phase, shaping the image people build of you when you're not around. Because in public, you're not just presenting your character, you're installing your legend. That legend isn't built through what you say. It's built through what you let people assume and how you respond to their instincts.
Hey guys, we're Strategy, based in Abu Dhabi. We use AI tools to make these concepts come to life, but it's our amazing team who goes deep, breaking down powerful philosophical ideas and showing how they really apply in everyday life. We hope you enjoyed today's content.
Machiavelli didn't want to be understood. He wanted to be feared and followed with no clear explanation why. That's your goal now. When people complain, they leak need. When you endure in silence, you create mystery. Machiavelli would never show the pain. He'd channel it. In public, your silence in adversity becomes intimidating. Why? Because people fear what they can't measure. If you're under pressure and still unshaken, they wonder, how bad is it really? Why isn't he breaking? What is he planning in return? You don't need to smile. You don't need to pretend. You just need to radiate emotional indifference, the kind that makes people question their own strength in comparison. Your pain is your weapon, but only if no one sees it clearly. Insecurity is a signal. Ambiguity is a mirror. The insecure explain, they overshare, they seek correction. But Machiavellian ambiguity is different. It leaves people unsure on purpose. You don't say, I don't know what I'm doing. You say, I have something in mind, and say nothing else. You don't admit confusion. You ask questions that shift focus. You're not pretending to know everything. You're making them unsure what you know. Because once people believe you're playing a longer game, they begin to overthink everything around you. And the moment they're distracted by your ambiguity, you have the advantage. Announcing power weakens it, revealing it accidentally. That's how you own the frame. The powerful don't list their achievements. They let them leak. You're not a leader because you say you are. You are because people keep looking to you during uncertain moments. You don't tell people you're building something. They notice your time is being protected. You don't say you've won. They see your silence while others celebrate. That's power, not in display, but in delay. When you master this, even your silence becomes a symbol of movement. When everyone's fighting and shouting their side, you stay silent. Not because you don't care, but because you value influence over approval. The strongest form of loyalty is the kind no one sees. Machiavelli always served alliances behind closed doors. You can support someone, you can be loyal, but doing it in public, that's theater, and it usually costs more than it's worth. If you protect someone in secret, they'll trust you more. If you act neutral in public, you stay invincible. That's the move. Support privately, rule publicly, by revealing nothing. The loudest person in the room is usually the weakest. So instead of entering with noise, enter with timed absence. Don't speak unless the moment is waiting for your voice. Don't laugh unless it punctuates silence. Don't stand where everyone gathers. Stand just outside the orbit and pull attention there. Because humans are wired to chase contrast. In a room full of performers, the one who holds himself apart becomes the anchor, the gravitational force. Machiavelli understood, a ruler doesn't win with noise. He wins by being the one people adjust around. When you're challenged, don't try to defend yourself. Don't try to attack. Don't try to win the moment. Instead, create what Machiavelli would call preset postures. The pause before response, the stare without emotion, the lean-back silence after interruption, the refusal to match the other person's panic. These are deliberate physical moves that break the tempo of others. Because when people expect a reactive opponent and get nothing, they collapse into their own confusion. Your calm becomes provocative. And once they start unraveling, you become the one who looks like he planned the whole thing. The more you talk, the more they define you. The less you talk, the more they project. And when people project onto you, you own their imagination. So instead of explaining your decision, respond with, "Let's see how it plays out." Instead of clarifying your behavior, simply say, "It made sense to me." Now they have to work to understand you. And in that work, they assign meaning that often exceeds your actual intent, which is perfect, because Machiavelli never wanted to be understood. He wanted to be interpreted, and those interpretations were often more powerful than the truth. When rejected or ignored in public, you don't retaliate. You don't justify. You disappear, not in anger, in cold, refined detachment. Because the person who removes themselves without spectacle creates discomfort in everyone else. You didn't argue. You didn't beg. You simply withdrew. Now the crowd fills in the gaps. Did he know something we didn't? Was this a move? Why does it feel like we just lost something valuable? You've made yourself scarce without damage, and that makes your return, if you choose to return, infinitely more powerful. You never strike the moment someone offends you. Instead, you wait, you study, you let time peel back the layers of their weakness. Then one day, in a different context, you expose a truth so specific, so surgical, that it looks accidental, but it isn't. It's payback, perfected by restraint. Machiavelli never said, "That man is weak." He let the man's actions prove it, and then whispered a single phrase to the right audience after the fall began. This is how power moves through words, not loudly, but with patience. Control without perception is just invisible effort, and Machiavelli never worked silently unless the silence made others paranoid. This is the next phase, shaping the image people build of you when you're not around. Because in public, you're not just presenting your character, you're installing your legend. That legend isn't built through what you say, it's built through what you let people assume and how you respond to their instincts. It's about curating power by bending perception before anyone has a chance to define you. Control eye contact like a weapon. There are only two ways to destroy someone in public without touching them: stare until they break, or refuse to look at them at all. Machiavelli understood this long before psychology caught up. Your gaze in public isn't just about confidence, it's about positioning. When someone's trying to bait you, arguing, or overcompensating, hold their eyes calmly. Never flinch, never overfocus, just wait. They'll eventually shift away, and the moment they do, everyone watching knows who really won. And if someone beneath you tries to provoke you, ignore their presence entirely. Not with arrogance, but with cold detachment. That silence, that refusal to even engage visually, it turns them into nothing, and the crowd sees it. Now they know your social ranking without a word spoken. Build a myth around your absence. The strongest moments of public power come when you're not even present. Because if you craft your image carefully enough, people begin to speak about you. When you leave, you say very little. You reveal even less. But you move in a way that creates curiosity. And curiosity breeds narrative. They start asking, "What's he up to now? Did you see how calm he stayed? I heard he's working on something big." You've installed a myth, a low-frequency myth that travels through rooms without you. To build this, be just slightly less accessible than expected. Leave events early, enter moments late, say just enough to suggest depth, never the full picture. And when someone brings up your name in conversation, let there always be a pause, a respect, a slight caution, a question mark. That's legend building. And legends don't shout, they echo. Let other people defend you publicly. Most people panic when their reputation is questioned. They jump to their own defense. Machiavelli never would. Why? Because the moment you defend yourself, you validate the accusation. Instead, he'd let others do it. He built quiet alliances, maintained poise, and trusted that his presence had installed enough loyalty and fear that someone in the room would push back on his behalf. You must do the same. Speak in such a way that people enjoy quoting you. Move in such a way that people feel smarter defending your silence. And when someone questions you publicly, you stay still. Say only they're entitled to their view. Let the room attack the attacker. You just watch. That's how rulers operate. They don't fight rumors. They let the myth correct them, master the exit moment. Machiavelli believed that timing was the hidden engine behind perception. You could say the right thing at the wrong moment and lose everything. You could win the crowd and ruin it with a weak exit. So you must master the last moment of your public interactions. When you leave while interest is still rising. Not after it has peaked. Not when you're being dismissed. Leave with attention still in your hands. Walk away mid-conversation with a reason that sounds logical, but leaves them curious. I've got to handle something. Let's finish this another time. That's a good place to pause for now. You'll understand soon enough. Not smug, just precisely timed. And then when you're gone, they talk. Not about what you said, but about why you left when you did. Now you're no longer a participant. You're the figure they recall when the room is empty. Machiavelli didn't just teach tactics. He taught atmosphere. Your goal isn't to impress people in public. Your goal is to disturb their certainty, ignite their imagination, and create a presence they can't quite explain, but never forget. But presence alone is defensive. Power begins when you use it. And Machiavelli didn't simply want to be respected. He wanted to move through the world like a loaded weapon, not always fired, but always noticed. This is where most people stop. They gain self-control and believe that's enough. But Machiavelli knew restraint is only half the art. Precision is the other. So now you don't just walk into a room with presence. You begin to destabilize the room without moving a muscle. To truly understand how to master these principles of power and influence, delve into Machiavelli's timeless work, The Prince. Find the link in the description. If you see me again, well, congratulations. It means you're starting to think differently. It means you're paying attention. And if that's the case, you already know what to do next. Because in a world full of manipulation, silence, and strategy, you don't follow the noise. You follow the power.
Thanks for spending time with us. If this sparked a new way of thinking, hit like and subscribe to keep the ideas flowing. And don't forget, check the description for the links to the original books and resources we used today. We'll see you in the next one.